What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, we are going to be ranking every single running back in the NFL, well, every single meaningful running back in the NFL. As you can see, all the running backs in the NFL are here, even the rookies. And yeah, let's just get right into the video. Don't know why it went all the way down here. So, looking at the tiers, the top tier is God. The second to top tier is Elite. The third tier is Star. The fourth tier is above average. The fifth tier is average. The sixth tier is bad starter / good backup. The seventh tier is trash, and the eighth tier is hasn't played. And that's probably gonna be like where all the rookies are, because those are probably just the main players that like haven't really played. So yeah, let's just get straight into this video. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this is Aaron Jones on the Packers. And so he had a very good season. He broke out last season. Well, like, you can't really because in the first 2 seasons of his NFL career, it was pretty quiet for him. So I do think the next season he'll actually do very well. But I can't put him in God tier just yet, just because he had like one very good season. So I'll put him in Elite for now. But he can definitely move that up. Okay, so the next one is Adrian Peterson. He is on the Redskins. And, I mean, like, Adrian Peterson has been a very good back. Like, not even very good. He's been, like, the best back, like, a few years ago. Yeah, he was the best back a few years ago. But now he's not that good right now. Like, we can't rank them based on, like, how good they were in their prime. Because Adrian Peterson is, like, very old. So, I'll put him at... let's see. I will put him at average. Yeah, I'll put him at average. Alright, this one is pretty self-explanatory. He's a rookie, so he hasn't really played that much, so we're going to be putting him at hasn't played. Okay, the next player is Alexander Mattison on the Vikings, and he is a backup to Dalvin Cook, obviously, and like... he's actually really good. He averaged 4.6 yards per carry last season, so I'll put him at good backup, because like we can't put him higher because he's not a starter, but he's like not bad either. Alright, the next player is Alvin Kamara on the Saints, and Alvin Kamara, he has a very good yards per carry, and that's like what I really look for, because like you can't really look at yards because, well, like you can look at yards, but yards depend on how many carries the running back has, so it's like much better to look at yards per carry. But, yeah, so Alvin Kamara has, I think, 4.6 yards per carry. You can see here, 4.7 yards per carry. And he's also a very good receiving back. And I don't know why the Saints don't run the ball with him more. It's probably because they also have Latavius Murray. But, yeah, so he only had 800 running yards last season. And he also had 500 receiving yards. So he's a very good back. He's a well-rounded back. And, yeah, I think we're going to put him at Elite. Okay, the next running back is Amir Abdullah. Haven't really followed him in a while, but, looking at his stats, he's not really too good. Yeah, last season he wasn't really too good, and his, career stats aren't even, too special. So it's not like he, was good in the past and isn't really good now. So I'm going to put him in trash. Okay, the next player is Austin Ekeler, who is the current running back for the Chargers now that Melvin Gordon left for the Denver Broncos. And looking at his stats, he had 4.2 yards per carry and 3 touchdowns. And remember, because Melvin Gordon held out last season, so that's why he actually got some running yards. But he's definitely going to get a lot more now that he's the primary back. And he's a very good catching wide receiver. So, he hasn't really played that much, but we're not gonna put him in hasn't played. I'll put him in star for now, just because he's a dual threat, because he can run the ball and he can also catch the ball very well. Okay, the next player is Benny Snell, and don't think that, as a Steelers fan, I did not like his game last season, though he can obviously improve it, because he's still very young, and last season was his rookie season. Looking at his stats, he didn't have that many yards and also didn't have that many touchdowns. And that was with James Conner being out for, I think half the season. and he was the primary like power back, and he really didn't get too much done. So I think I'm gonna put him in trash. Okay, this next guy is obviously a rookie, so we're gonna be putting him in hasn't played. Okay, the next player is gonna be I think it's Chris Carson because like we can't really see his jersey number here, but Rashad Penny's number 20. So that's definitely Rashad Penny, and then Chris Carson's the starter, so it really wouldn't make sense to him like not have him on the list. So I think that's Chris Carson, and we're just gonna treat him like Chris Carson, even if that isn't Chris Carson, because if he isn't on the list, then that's just stupid. Okay, so Chris Carson is a very good running back. He fumbles a lot, but like he fights for every yard, and their offensive line isn't really that good, and he still gets a lot of yards. I'm going to put him in star. Okay, the next person is Christian McCaffrey, and I really don't think I need any explanation. He was the best running back in the NFL last season, and he's obviously going in the God tier. Okay, this one is a rookie, so he is not going to be on our list today. And this one is Dalvin Cook, who was actually a very good running back last season. He had like I think 5 yards per carry. He was really good. And let's see. Like I think he should go in at least elite, and he might even be creeping up to God tier. Like I really don't know which one to put him in. You know what? We'll put him in elite because I don't think he's like Christian McCaffrey level. Okay, this next player is Damian Williams. And if you guys want to check out his stats, here his stats. He had 4.5 yards per carry, and like he only played 11 games. So injury was a problem for him last season. But yeah, so he did well with what he like was working with. And I think I'm gonna put him in above average. Okay, this next guy is a rookie. So he's gonna be putting in hasn't played. And this guy, I forget his name, but he was the Rams' backup to Todd Gurley, and when Todd Gurley like got injured last season because he really didn't play that much last season, he was in, and let's see, so he is still a backup because they drafted Cam Akers, and he's probably gonna play. But I'd say that he's a good backup, so I'll put him in good backup. Okay, this next person is David Johnson, and David Johnson, like, he had like a really good season, and then the Cardinals extended him to a long-term deal, and now he really isn't living up to that deal, and he got traded to the Texans. I wouldn't say he's a bad starter, but like he really wasn't good, and he got benched for Kenyon Drake last season. So I'll put him in average. Okay, this next guy is Ty Montgomery's little brother, David Montgomery, and he really wasn't too good last season. He had a breakout game in the week 17, but other than that, he wasn't good. So I'll put him in bad starter because he is a bad starter, but he'll be at the top of that list. And next is Derrick Henry, and he's going up to God. Like, dude, Derrick Henry's late season runs are like so good. Like, dude, he single-handedly beat the Ravens in that divisional round game, and I feel like he's deserving of being in the same tier as Christian McCaffrey. Okay, let's see. The next player is a Redskins running back. Okay, I think this is Darius Geist, and if you guys want to look at his stats, he only played 5 games, but he did have 245 yards, and he also had 5.8 yards per carry and 2 touchdowns. So that was those were very good numbers, but he's probably going to still be the backup for Adrian. Actually, I don't know. They're probably gonna what's it called? Share snaps. So I'll put him in average because like that yard per carry is just amazing. Okay, this is Devin Singletary, and he really didn't play in the too many games last season. He only played in 12, and I don't think he was injured. So like they just decided not to play him in some games, but he had a very good season, 775 yards, 5 yards per carry, and only 2 touchdowns. But that can obviously be improved with him probably going to be the starting running back for the Bills next season. So he was I'd say that those are very good numbers. So I'll put him in above average because he was honestly just a difference maker for the Bills when he was on the field last season. Okay, this next player is Ezekiel Elliott, and we're gonna be putting him in elite. I don't think that he's quite up there in God. Like maybe Like maybe in the early stages of like in the first 3 seasons, I think he was definitely like the best running back in the NFL. But now, last season, once he came back from like holding out, he like really wasn't the same player. He seemed a lot slower, but he was still like a very good back. So that's why I'm putting him in elite. Okay, this next player is Frank Gore, and he's in the top 10 rushing yards of all time. But like he's very old, and he definitely dropped off last season, as you guys can see, because he only had 600 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3.6 yards per carry. So Devin Singletary got more yards than this on less carries. So like he really isn't as good as his backup last season. And I think right now he's just deteriorated, and now he's just a bad starter. Okay, this player is Gus Edwards, and so he had 711 yards, 5.3 yards per carry, and 2 touchdowns last season, and those were very good numbers. But he is the backup, so we can't really put him higher than good backup. So even though he definitely has the ability to be in one of these higher tiers, it's just like the nature of him being a backup. We um can't really put him higher, and obviously we have two Redskins player, but I feel like they like aren't there isn't a starter and a backup. They're just both the starters, and they like split carries. But that isn't the case for the Ravens because Mark Ingram is a definite starter. Okay, so this next player is Josh Jacobs, and he had a very good season last season, and we're going to be putting him in elite because he had 1,300 yards, that is, and he only played in 13 games. So imagine what he could do if he played all 16 games. Like, good lord. He's a very good player, and I feel like he could end up being like one of the best. Well, he already is one of the best, but like a very good, maybe even the best running back in the NFL someday. But for right now, he'll be an elite. Okay, the next player is going to be Mark Ingram, and we are going to be putting him at star. If you guys look at his stats, he had 202 rushing attempts, right? So it's quite a few rushing attempts, and he had over 1,000 yards, 5 yards per carry, and 10 touchdowns. So these are very good very good stats, that is, and yeah. So he's going to be going in star, but he has reached the age of 30, and that's usually when running backs start to regress. So I wouldn't be surprised if he just falls off, and then J.K. Dobbins takes his starting role. Okay, this is Jamal Williams, and Jamal Williams is a very good running back, but he's the backup to Aaron Jones, so we're just going to be putting him at the good backup spot. Okay, next is James Conner. And James Conner got injured for like half the season last season. So I don't really think it's fair to like rate him because he got injured. Last season he had a very very good season. But this season, even if he played all 16 games, like it wouldn't have been as good as his last one. So I'm gonna be putting him as an above average back. Okay, this guy hasn't really played. And next is Joe Mixon, who is going to be going in the elite category. I know we have a lot of elite running backs, but like, it's just because these running backs are just so good. No, not God, elite. Okay. So Joe Mixon is just like, oh, where do I even start, dude? He's just a very good running back. Okay, so the next one is again a rookie. And okay. So we are going to be doing, let's see, we're going to be doing, I think that is Kareem Hunt, who was a former, he's a former, what's it called? He's a former league leader in the rushing yards category. Yes, that's it. He played in week 17, so he played all 16 games, while Ezekiel Elliott and Le'Veon Bell played 15, and he won the rushing title. So, he's still a very good player, but he definitely has some off the field issues. Yeah, we're just gonna be putting him in above average because like I don't really think it's good to put him in a good backup because I don't think he and Nick Chubb, like one of the two, are backups because they're both like extremely good players, and I think like that they're both just the starters. Okay, the next player on this list is Jordan Howard. And okay, so he went to the Dolphins in the off season, but he is still a backup, and we're going to be putting him good backup, even though like he used to be a very good running back. He had like a 1,000-yard rookie season, I think, and then he's just dropped off from there. So yeah, I feel confident putting him good backup, because even if he was a starter, he'd probably be a bad starter. Okay, the next player is, where is he? It's Miles Sanders. If I can find him, good lord, where is he? Oh yes, right here. Miles Sanders was, oh god, Miles Sanders had a very good rookie year if he wants to move. But like he's still a rookie, and he definitely has the ability to go in the higher rankings, but for now I think we're gonna be putting him at above average. Okay, this is Jalen Richard, and he is a backup, so we're gonna be putting out good backup. And I actually think I confused the two. Sorry about that. This number 28 is actually Josh Jacobs. I just remembered now, and number 30 is Jalen Richards. Okay. Okay, the next player on this list is Kenyon Drake, and I'd say that he is above average right now. He got traded to the Cardinals at the trade deadline, and he performed very well, averaged 5 yards per carry, and all around, he was an above average back last season. But we're gonna have to look if he like actually performs this next season or if he goes down. Okay, the next player is Nyheim Hines, and he's actually pretty trash. If you look at his stats, he only had 3.8 yards per carry and only 2 touchdowns, and he just really isn't that good. And the fact that they drafted Jonathan Taylor, I think they drafted, means that he's really not going to be getting that much playing time. He's now going to be the third running back, and he's just not gonna play. So yeah, he's going to be put in the lowest tier other than hasn't played, and that's going to be trash. Okay, and like right now, I feel like I should just put all the rookies in hasn't played, because like they really haven't played. Okay, the next player is Marlon Mack. Marlon Mack had a very good season last season. He had over 1,000 yards, 4.4 yards to carry, I think, and he also had 8 touchdowns. It wasn't like God tier level, but it was still pretty good numbers. So I'm going to be putting him at star. Alright, the next player is Latavius Murray, who is a very good backup for the New Orleans Saints, and we're going to be putting him at good backup. Okay, Le'Veon Bell, oh god, oh shoot, the player who freaking held out for the season went to the Jets for less money than the Steelers were offering him, and then he just played bad, like he just didn't play good. Well, he didn't play too bad, but right now I'm just gonna have to put him at average. Like remember, this isn't like how they were at their peak. It's like how they were last season and how I think they're gonna be next season. And last season, Le'Veon Bell was not good at all. So yeah, we're just gonna be putting him at average. A case can be made for above average, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave him at average for now. Okay, the next player is Leonard Fournette, and he had a very good season last season, 1,152 yards and 4.3 yards per carry. He was a little low on the touchdowns, only had 3 touchdowns. But yeah, Leonard Fournette is still a very good player, and he is gonna be rewarded because of his good play with a star ranking. Okay, the next one is Melvin Gordon, and he held out last season, and he came back, and he really wasn't the same player as he was last season, or last season, depending on how you want to look at it. So yeah, I feel comfortable putting him at above average. Okay, Philip Lindsay had a very good season last season, and we're going to be putting him at star, and I think that the Denver Broncos are actually going to be starting him over Melvin Gordon, but we'll see. I mean, they're probably going to play both of them significant snaps, but right now I think what's his name? Philip Lindsay is actually the better running back. Okay, Rashad Penny. He was a former first-round pick. And you know what? We'll put him at good backup. Why not? You know, we'll be generous. You know, he's a former first-round pick, but like right now, he just isn't good. Okay, let's see. This is Sony Michel, and he is going to be going at average. Oh, he like had I think he had a very good rookie season, but like he just fell off. Like all these players are just falling off. Like all of these average players, they just fell off except for that guy after a season. So yeah, we're gonna be putting him at average. And next is Nick Chubb, who is definitely gonna be going in at God tier. He had I think 5 yards per carry, a lot of yards, and that was with sharing snaps with Kareem Hunt for 8 games. And I feel like he's obviously going to go down in numbers because there's Kareem Hunt, but even if he does, like he should still produce a lot. Okay, 33 or these are just so many Niners running backs, and I really don't know the numbers for them, but I think 26 is Tevin Coleman, and since all three of them shared snaps with all three of them, none of them are going in the good backup because they're all starters in their own right. Tevin Coleman is going to be going in average. So is Matt Breida. I think that's also Matt Breida. And Raheem Mostert was definitely the better one of the three. And he's going to be going in above average. Okay, this is Tariq Cohen. And he is a very good elusive back. He also can catch the ball, I think. And he's definitely the starter over Montgomery because he's just better than Montgomery. And I think he can be put in above average. Okay, Todd Gurley. Oh, this is an interesting one. And I feel like people are going to get mad. Well, I feel like people are going to get mad at the whole list. But I'm going to put Todd Gurley at... Yeah, I'm going to be putting him at above average. I feel like that people are going to get mad at that. But he really wasn't that good last season. And, like, he just didn't play. And when he did play, he wasn't the same player. Oh, yeah, so we're going to be putting him above average, and I heard, like, from some, like, reports that he was, like, toxic for the locker room because he, like, got all that money from the Rams. And, like, the fact that the Rams cut him after they signed him to a very big contract, and, like, they still paid him, they still are paying him for, like, the next 3 years, like, 10 mil per year, and the fact that they still cut him shows that Todd Gurley really wasn't in their long-term future and really wasn't too good for them last season. Okay, this is the backup because Ronald Jones is the starter, and he definitely had a better season last season, but it's still not gonna like if he had last season or last season's seasons, he'd definitely be a bad starter, but he had a better season last season, so he's gonna be getting put at average. Okay, this is Kerryon Johnson. He definitely has injury problems, but when he's on the field, he's an above average player. And the last player is Saquon Barkley, who is going to be going in elite. I feel like you can't argue that. I mean, there is some criticism for Saquon Barkley because, like, he just, like, gets 1 yard, 1 yard, 1 yard, and then he breaks up for, like, 90 yards, and then, like, that, he, like, pads his stat sheets because of those big gains. But I feel like he's still a very good running back. Okay. So, looking at my tier list, I have Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, and Nick Chubb and the God tier. And at elite, I have Aaron Jones, Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott, Joe Mixon, Josh Jacobs, and Saquon Barkley. At star, I have Austin Eckler, Chris Carson, Mark Ingram, Marlon Mack, Leonard Fournette, and Phil Lindsay. And at above average, I have Damian Williams, Devin Singletary, James Conner, Kareem Hunt, Miles Sanders, Kenyon Drake, Melvin Gordon, Raheem Mostert, Tariq Cohen, Todd Gurley, and Kerryon Johnson. And then at average, I have AP, David Johnson, the other Redskins running back who I can't remember the name too, Le'Veon Bell, Sony Michel, Tevin Coleman, Matt Breida, and Ronald Jones. And then these are just like the other running backs that actually played some time, but they aren't very good. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, these are all my opinions, so if you guys disagree, please leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Too easy!